Joining us, I imagine.
Sooner or later, yes. Welcome to another session of Gotham by Night. Tonight we go to a new face in Gotham City, doing a small delivery job before he goes and aids his fellow, what would you call it, companion? Family?
Acquaintance.
Acquaintance? Who knows? But our scene now takes us to our new face, heading off to the old world of Gotham City, the old city. A much older and less technologically advanced place than the cyberpunk setting of the future Gotham City. It's a bit out of the way and a bit out more towards the eastern side of Gotham. It's like stepping into a time warp. Some ruined cities, some ruined buildings, old streets. Think of it a lot like if you're going to step into a technologically advanced, new age Paris, France, and then you step into the slums of Los Angeles. That is about as radical as the transition is. Our scene now takes us to Talon patrolling down the street, a little bit out of place, on his way to the address to deliver the medical supplies and MRE rations. Our scene begins.
So I guess now would be a decent opportunity since. So the old city is on the eastern side of Gotham,
Mm-hmm.
and you said it's 2025.
Yes.
So, like in your 2025, what does that look like to you? Because cyberpunk could be anything from modern day with a little extra to friggin' Shadow.
You ever seen the movie Blade Runner?
I haven't, but I plan to.
Have you ever played Shadowrun?
Not personally, but if you're alluding to like settings, how's Ghost in the Shell?
Yes. Very the main city is very Ghost in the Shell. The old city is like Los Angeles slums nowadays.
Okay, that gives me a lot more context of what I'm getting into.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Very Ghost in the Shellish. If you've ever seen the show Batman Beyond, it's exactly like
that. Many years ago, I've seen a couple episodes. I don't really watch a lot of TV.
Culturally unsavvy.
Fiction. But anyway,
you proceed down to the old city and past the barricades that they erect. It really is like walking into a time loop, and it feels uncomfortable, but you're not a normal human.
Not only that, but this is a little bit closer to what I've been living in for a long time anyway.
Mm-hmm. This is where most of the gangs like to hang out, and there's graffiti, fire barrels, the classic slum-looking kind of place.
I do have an address, so I'm going to use Streetwise to kind of deduce
Go ahead.
the path. And that is Wits Streetwise Central. Will it work? Are we going to get a dice roll here? Oh, come on, Discord. This is grayed out. Why won't you send? Hello. All right. I'll give.
Sorry. What'd you say?
Oh, Discord. I'll restart it because it wouldn't send it, even though I'm clearly connected. I've got internet and everything else. So it's just 5d10.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to send it and it just stayed grayed out. So that's why I'm restarting the Discord, because it decided it wanted to fuck with me. Oh, you can't connect to it at all. Great. Fantastic. Well, you are on Roll20, right? Or it can be. That's one success. And you can use Roll20 to verify the roll if
Yep.
you want, because Discord is being a piece of shit.
You're able to find a quicker path.
Okay. I'm glad I could find the way. I'm presuming it's still like that was Elysium and there was vampires, so it's probably nighttime, right?
Oh yeah, it's nighttime.
I can just step through the shadows to get there then. I believe I have to spend satiety to do that. Okay, I can. Yeah, okay. So I'll just go there mostly the mundane way. If anything tries to notice me, or if there's like a threatening situation, I will avoid using lethal force and just step into the nearest shadow.
Okay. Well,
Because
eventually,
it is a gang-ridden place, so.
Eventually you get to the kind of address and you can see the building down at the end of the block. It seems to be an apartment complex that has a bit more security than most other places here. You are eventually approached by 2 gang members.
Okay.
One of them kind of stops up, looks you up and down, says, "What do we got here, boys? Regular Hawkeye. Why don't you go join the Avengers, boy, and get out of here? This is our territory. We don't like newcomers."
And these are gang members. They're not like acting as security, barring the entrance into the apartment. Or is that the impression you're giving? Is that they're kind of like barring entrance to the building?
They're kind of barring you out.
Fair enough. He just kind of smirks, like, let's see how it is. Okay, fine, with that like shrug. I will observe them for a bit. I'm not like spending a whole turn doing anything too crazy. I'm just kind of like trying to take note of any weapons or whatever they might have. So if it's alright, I'll roll with some composure. And that is 4, but because I have trained observer, it's 8 successes.
Yeah, they've got some knives on them. They appear to have a little tag that says Jokas, and
okay.
they've got 2 pistols at their sides, or each one has a pistol, so to speak. It looks like a 9mm.
And these guys are pretty big. They're built, or like what? Or are they just like scrawny?
They're not really like extremely built, but they're fairly muscular. They're not like they're just well toned.
Okay. I will actually. They're not going to give chase. Like I don't get the impression they're going to chase me if I leave. So I will actually quick draw my bow, I guess, and attempt to incapacitate these folks.
Okay. I'll go ahead and give you a little surprise round because they weren't expecting that.
Okay. I don't need to worry about firing into close combat, and I ignore the initiative penalty for my bow. So I will roll 1d10 plus 9, 16 for the initiative, and then because it's a surprise round, they don't get their defense. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Greater than 7. I'll actually spend a willpower on this and use a short burst. But because I'm firing at both, it doesn't really give me a bonus, but you know, it just lets me fire at both. And 1, 2. So it's 3 successes with a 2 damage weapon, so 5 damage.
Okay, and are you going for a rack or are you going for just damage?
Well, the racks are tied to damage. Like if you do more damage than their stamina, or if you do more damage than their whatever.
I know, but are you specifically going for a type of
I'm not
disabled?
targeting anything in particular.
Okay. All right, so let's see. That will do 4 damage to him. And since you're not targeting anything, he'll just get hit. He takes an arrow to the side. He's like, ah! And the initiative order will start.
Okay.
Yeah, since you got a surprise round and you won an initiative, you will go first again.
Okay. The first thought of combat archery lets me rapid knocks, I believe. So I can actually take another shot without having to spend a turn reloading.
Mm-hmm.
So I will repeat that dice roll to take off the willpower and short burst dice. And I'm moving away to maintain short range so that he's not getting his defense against this. And I still get a 10, so 2 successes.
Okay. So 2 hits, he'll take.
Oh, that's 4 damage though, because it's a weapon.
Okay. So 3, is it the same guy?
Because I bursted both of them the first round, this one is the one to his right. So the first time they both took 5, this time the one on the right's taking 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay. I see. So yeah, they're both kind of like, ah. This guy on the right kind of takes another one, and he's like, he looks seriously hurt. He looks like he's not doing so well. You've just pincushioned him. Yeah. You anything else wish to do?
Well, that's a move and it is an action, so I don't believe there's anything else I can do.
Do you get any range defense against firearms?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
Oh, I should ask what the weather's like here.
Oh, it's it's drizzly.
Kind not enough for a downpour.
Not quite.
Okay. Because this place is all sorts of ruined and like broken up, could I potentially use bad angles as resonance?
Yes, you could.
Okay. I'm pretty sure layer traits are reflexive. So I can use bad angles to bring down the other 2, which is downpour and mirages. So they suffer -6 from those 2 tilts together to anything involving their vision. And downpour also affects hearing related rolls by -2, I believe.
Very nice. Oh wow! So one of them still manages to get you somehow.
Did disc finally connect? Yes. Okay.
So when they raise their weapons to try and shoot you, one of the guys is just way too fucked up. He like tries to aim at you. You've got angles going on. You've used your layer traits, and he can't get a beat on you, and he fires wide. Okay. The other guy, he kind of quick drew his weapon, and he got you pinned up kind of just right before you could do it, and he manages to hit you square on. And this will be 4 bashing. No, not. This is a pistol, so this would be 4 lethal.
Okay, and armor applies?
It does. What's your armor rating?
1-0 from my reinforced clothing.
Right, so you take 3.
Okay. So the other guy's pretty hurt. I'm not really trying.
I'm sorry. I've read the wrong weapon. You take 2.
Oh.
2 lethal.
Okay, no worries. And that's both your turns?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, it's -3 to vision and hearing, and another -3 to visual. They can make a wits composure roll at an additional -3, so a total of -9 if they want to try and shake off half of the vision penalty, just to make you aware of that.
Okay. One of them manages to shake it off, one does not. I'll just say the guy that hits you manages to shake it. Makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah. and the other one doesn't really matter. It's -2 to initiative and composure, but we've already done that.
Yep.
And, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I'll
And
take another shot at the guy on the left who's in better shape.
Yeah, you gotta hand it to that guy on the left. He's rolled chance die, and he's gotten 10s on both those chance die.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. And I got lethal, and I'm not playing a super tanky character for once, so I'll get. It's not a culture shock, but to needless to say, it's been a long time since I've played a character that's brand new. So I will be taking another bow shot. This time I believe I can do it in Discord. And that's 1 or /3 and 7. Oh, I have 8 dice because I have a specialty in archery. Do I not? Yes. AT10 greater than 7 is a success. So 3 damage on the guy on the left.
Okay.
And I'm still moving away each time I shoot.
Yep, that was one more. Yep, that was one more than the other guy took. So the guy on the left is now down.
Oh, okay.
In case you didn't know, the guy on the right has 1 health box left. So the guy who shot you is now down. He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Guy on the right is dying.
He's bleeding out. I just kind of. He might go get help though. I kind of feel bad about killing the one. I wasn't. They were like in my way and obviously dangerous. But
to be fair, he did shoot you.
Yeah, that's fair. The other one
of course, you also shot them.
Well, it's gangs. Usually, whoever shoots first is the one that lives.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like that.
No, you felt your instincts, and your instincts told you to fight back. So it's a good thing.
I'm gonna spend satiety on You Cannot Run.
Okay.
And I still get the high satiety effect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wits, I believe. But I need to know if he has a supernatural tolerance. I'm going to take a guess and say he doesn't. You Cannot Run. Wits plus satiety versus resolve then. So that's a contested pool, I believe.
This guy is incapped at this moment. He is basically helpless. So I'm going to say any powers you wish to do on him auto-succeed because he cannot resist this.
Oh, I thought the one was still standing. It was just the one that was down. I'm targeting the guy that's still up.
Yeah, the guy who's still up, he is basically helpless.
Okay, that's fine.
And he's toast. Yeah, there's no way.
Then he has the fugue condition with the triggering event of being acknowledged by another person. And his speed is halved, and he's can't take an action that doesn't relate to hiding, avoiding notice, or otherwise not drawing attention to himself without a.
Yeah, he is royally effed right now. He's literally like paralyzed.
Paralyzed and fear, bitch. Anyway, yes, he is no longer threatened. I will deliver these materials.
You're just gonna leave him.
He can't move. He said he's like basically incapacitated. Yep. But anybody who notices him, he's got the fugue condition, so he's just like, no, don't look at me.
So, are you gonna retrieve your arrows?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I need to do like wits and survival or anything for that? Because everything's made by him.
If you wish to pull them out of the guy who's still alive, yes, roll a wits plus survival, because if you pull just a certain way, you might kill the guy.
3 and 2 is 5d10 greater than 7. And I get 2 successes. Well, one of them's a 10, so 3.
Right, so you managed to pull the arrows out of the guy who's alive without killing him, although he's bleeding rather profusely now.
I'm actually going to take the time to use my either wits or dexterity in medicine.
That would be an intelligence medicine.
Okay, so I mean, it's like 3 dice. But, yeah, that's a failure on stabilizing him. Oh, well. That's not dramatic. Fuck it, it's dramatic. That's a beat.
You want to make it dramatic? Okay, dramatic failure. It's a beat.
Yep.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
take
no.
these arrows out. I'm not gonna try and
So-
patch you up, only I can't, because I suck at this.
So perhaps it's a matter of instinct. After all, these men were violent towards you. And although you made the first move, they did threaten you. But who knows? You are not in a court of law. Out here, there really isn't any law. There is kill or be killed. The first man died to your arrows. The second man, you realize that you cannot save him. Because you have shot him, he is bleeding, and now you have made him utterly insane. This man is going to die, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Sucks to be him, but he picked a fight with me, so.
Indeed. Maybe there will be recompense later. Maybe there won't be. Was this right? Was it wrong? What is right or wrong? Well, who knows? Either way,
I'm asking the big questions now.
as you walk away from this scene, both men are dead.
Well, I mean, I got the food and stuff there. It's still a
Indeed.
success.
You proceed on to the compound, and you see a cross painted on the side of it, almost like a red cross kind of thing going on.
Okay.
And you eventually hit the buzzer at the door. It says, "Who's there?"
Delivery.
Delivery from who? Who sent you?
I don't know if I got the barkeep's name, but if I did, I'll say Jason.
Right. Just a second. Door opens up, and like 4 or 5 shotguns are pointed at you, and then there's a guy at the bottom just kind of holding his hand out for the backpack.
He just slips it off his shoulder and tosses it to him.
Toss it in. Guy looks up at you. Thanks. He
Yep.
reaches around, hands something, tosses you another stack of 500s, and then the door shuts, and you hear like 5 or 6 locks just go.
Fair enough. Well, I took some damage in that altercation with 2 mortal gangsters, but I did manage to survive and come out on top. I suppose at this point it's returning to the place that I met the other beast at, or unless we had other arrangements.
Mhm. We'll have you go back, and we'll start that scene anew in the future when you're both available. So for now, I'll end the scene with you leaving the old ruins of Gotham City. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another Gotham by Night. I'll see you later.